In the studio right now, we welcome Dean Eades from the Huronui District Council. G'day, Dean. How are you?
Hey, morning, Steph. Yeah, good. It's another great day up here in North Canterbury.
This week, of course, is Mental Health Awareness Week, and the focus is reimagine well-being together. Dean is from the Huronui District Council, their Emergency Management Officer, and I hear you're sort of heading off further north as well too, little birdie tells me.
Yeah, just a wee bit further north. So as of about nowish, I'm also going to be Kaikoura's Emergency Management Officer, and the District of Huronui will be getting back their Emergency Management Officer in the name of Alan Grigg, who had been here prior to my picking up the role, and he brings back with him a fantastic array of skills, knowledge, and working within the field of emergency management. So as of about midway through next month, you might even hear him on the radio.
Yeah, we can get him in the hot seat. Yeah, that would be awesome. Now, Dean, of course, being Wellbeing Week this week, what courses does Civil Defence have? Like, do you have some courses for those people who are volunteers? Because the majority of Civil Defence people are volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost everybody within the civil defence, especially the volunteerism side of things, because remember, civil defence is all of us.
Yeah,
it's not just those people wandering around in uniform, whether that be red, blue, yellow, green. Civil defence is all of us. But there is a little bit of training that is definitely out there, or the MPrep course that the teams go through, and that gets run out of all of our centres. Last year we ran a full year course, and it gets run periodically out of Christchurch and Waimak as well. One of the key courses out of that is what's called PFA, or psychological first aid, and that's the direct aftermath type, dealing with that situation, and the teams go through that so that they can help the victims of that particular disaster to get a bit of grounding before going on to more professional type help, like psychologists and what have you, and settling them down and getting them prepared for what comes next.
I guess it classes as sort of just immediate physical first aid, as you're saying. So what does the course entail? If you can you give us a brief outline of what people could do when they are doing it? Is it just, okay, so scenarios, we're going to go into this situation. What's the first thing that people would probably do coming across that?
Yeah, so it's identifying the environment, so identifying the types of people, age range, who need more specific help than others, and then working as a team to ensure that the group that has been affected is looked after.
Right.
And yeah, you do get to do a fair bit of play acting throughout the day, just to see how people react to various degrees of distress.
Yes.
Which is probably one of the more interesting games that you do play during the day. But it's great because you learn through games and play and a fair bit of Shortland Street acting.
Yeah. Well, look, there's nothing wrong with that because, as you're saying, everyone reacts to emergency situations in a different way. Someone might be cool as a cucumber, but on the inside, the wheels are going so frantic. So I guess when you arrive at that situation, you'd need to check on those people who are cool as a cucumber too, because they're probably going through something very similar too. Yeah,
it's the standard fight, flight, or fright kind of reaction to any of that. Hey, I'm no psychologist. I'm just a normal, average, every run of the mill kind of dude. But everybody has the same things. What I would have to say really as we move through the conversation about mental health awareness and what have you, volunteering in itself, whatever courses that you do and whoever you join up with, it really meets the need of the person and the community all at the same time. It is quite transactional to be a volunteer. Them having you and you getting something out of it, whether it be knowledge or skills or even, that really valuable feel-good factor of actually helping someone or helping with a cause.
True, yeah. And also community connections, because people just want that connection with someone. As you're saying, it's a positive to be a volunteer.
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. You move into a new area, you volunteer for your local fireys or the AMBOs or what have you. Well, obviously with your civil defence sector post team. Come on, let's not forget that one.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you get to meet new people straight off the bat. Hey, as I said before, you learn new skills. Or those skills that you already know get reinforced, and you get to be involved in the community. There are some communities out there, and we all live in the communities, and sometimes it's hard to get a foot in edgeways or a word in edgeways. But if you rock up and you're wearing the green or the red or the blue or the what have you, and it's like, oh, okay, you're good enough for them, you're good enough for us.
Yeah.
So it can be a bit of a foot in the door as well. So
definitely,
it's well worth it. And everybody knows what it's like after a good PT session. And by PT, I mean exercise session. That good flow of endorphins running through your head. And that's exactly what it's like after a good volunteering session. Even after a not so good volunteering session, because you can't always have the best of situations.
Yep.
You still come away with something, and it's generally pretty good.
Yeah, because you've learned something, and you go, okay, well, that was a real bummer for that particular scenario, but it was just a scenario. But as you're saying, those things happen in life, and it helps to build that resilience that we talk about as well too, but also connections and, hey, wasn't that funny when we did that, or I dealt with that a different way. Yeah,
absolutely. And as I say, within your volunteering team, you always look back at that, and in the horrible and rough and crap times sometimes actually become the times that everybody remembers with a little bit more fondness, rather than just the run of the mill.
And you can bond over too. Hey, now if people would like to join civil defence and get involved in their community, great, or any organisation, but specifically today for Dean for Civil Defence, how do we get hold of you? Say, actually, you know what, I want to do this, I want to give it a crack.
Hey, you can call any of the council numbers or inquire at the local service centres around the Haranui. Equally, touch base with any of the other agencies, the likes of ambulance or fire, Landsar, Coast Guard. We're all civil defence, so the more people that we have involved, the better.
And sometimes it can, sometimes you can be sort of in the back office, shall we say, and that's just as important as those on the front lines. I believe we all do a wonderful job.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a whole lot of people working in the background to get just a few people out in the field.
Yeah, so true. Hey, Dean Eades, thank you so much for coming in, and we hope to see you again at some point. Thank you for coming in, Dean Eades from the Haranui District Council, the Emergency Management Officer, and we'll catch you again another time.
Cheers, Steph. Catch you.